Hey guys, it's Sav with the Farm Ranch channel, and I'm coming to you today to do an introduction of sorts of my channel and to explain to you why I've gotten into homesteading and prepping. The number one reason I would say that I prep is because I am the oldest of my generation. So I'm the oldest of 6 siblings. I'm also the oldest of all my cousins and everybody in my generation, and I feel sort of a sense of responsibility to take care of the people that I love. So that's probably one of the big reasons. The second reason that I am into homesteading and prepping is because I grew up rural. So it was already kind of a part of my lifestyle anyway, and I guess it fits well with my sensibilities, having already grown up out in the country where, you know, if you don't have the flour that you need to bake, then you have to take an hour trip to go get it, you know. So it fits in well with the way that I have already viewed the world. The third reason that I homestead or prep is because my parents do it. They would never call themselves preppers in a million years. They would probably say, "What? You're crazy. I'm not a prepper. I'm not from the Doomsday Preppers channel or whatever." But because they live in this rural area, they don't have much of a choice but to be prepared. For instance, they have a giant deep freeze full of food all the time that they keep stocked. They have their fridge and their freezer. My mom and dad, they garden, they can, they have horses in their backyard. They have chickens, a couple of chickens that I gave them. But they pretty much always have something on hand, and they always have a lot on hand. And just an example, over Christmas break, we went home and there was a blizzard of sorts, and mostly where we live, it's just so windy that it, you know, a few inches of snow will turn into these drifts that are several feet high. And my dad was trying to get to town to get gas before the weather got too bad, and he got out there. You can't see where the roads are if there is snow, because it's rural and there isn't really a way to see where the roads are. And he got up onto a drift and he couldn't get himself out, and fortunately my husband was home and he was able to go and help dig him out and pull him out. But whenever he got home, you know, my dad was up to snow, or up to his waist in snow, and he's like, "Man, you know, that really stinks that that happened." And he explained to me that he usually keeps coveralls in his truck because of the bad weather, but because my mom had to work that morning, he put the coveralls in the Sequoia for her in case she had to dig herself out. And he said, "You know, I always keep 5 gallons of gas in the back of my pickup, but the kids took the gas out of his pickup so that they could gas up the four-wheeler because they were going to sled that day." Then he's like, "You know, and I always keep a shovel in the back of my pickup, but I guess your mom took it out to shovel the sidewalks yesterday." So it's, even though it didn't work out for him that time, for the most part, they are really prepared for just about anything that could come their way. Because they live so rural, they have power outages all the time, and it's just not even a big deal to them. They have a fireplace in the house that heats almost the whole house. So in the winter, it isn't unusual for them to be without power, and they just kind of, that's how life is, you know. So the whole culture where they live is similar to that. So that's part of the reason that it's something that I'm interested in. And the main reason that I actually even started looking at any of this stuff is because I moved away from home. And I went to my undergraduate university, and it was probably an hour and a half from home, which where we live is considered close, pretty close. And so, you know, me and my friends, you know, back in the days whenever everybody was into the zombie apocalypse, everybody would say, "What are you going to do?" And I had friends who were like, "We're going to raid the liquor stores," you know. And after we get into it, after a little while, we always just were like, "Yeah, well, we'll just head home and go see all of our parents, and because they'll take care of us, and we never have to worry, because, you know, our parents take care of everything, and they have everything you need." But that came to an abrupt halt whenever I was accepted into a graduate school and had to move about 5 hours away from home. That's when I realized, if anything happens, I can't get home from here. I live in a big metro. We live in Tornado Alley here, as well as Tornado Alley at home, and that was the main thing that I thought of is, oh my gosh, what if a tornado comes and everything gets blown away? We have no way to get home, and we would be totally dependent on whatever emergency resources are here to take care of us, and it gave me cause for concern. And that's how I even got started, and it was mostly prepping, and it evolved more into homesteading as we found a house to live in, and I was able to start gardening and keeping chickens and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I even got into this whole thing, is leaving home. I probably never would have gotten involved if I hadn't moved away. So another reason that I am interested in homesteading is because I want to know my food. I want to know how to grow it. I want to know how to take care of myself. I want to know that the animals that we have lived a good life and had a quick and painless passing. And I want to know what's in the soil and the air around the things that I'm growing and eating. So that's another reason that I am involved in this lifestyle. The next reason is that I want to be a good steward of the life and the lives that I will be taking care of, and I want to be a good steward of the land that I will be taking care of. I feel so fortunate. So far, I'm still young, but I've had a wonderful life, and I have been a very fortunate recipient of so many wonderful things in my life that I absolutely didn't deserve. And I don't deserve, but I mean, I've just been so fortunate, and I feel like I have been given I'm compelled to take care of and be a good steward of all the wonderful things that have been given to me. And the last reason that I'm interested in homesteading is that I want to give back. In my profession, I am considered a public servant, which most people probably wouldn't consider me a public servant, but my field is supposed to be public service. And also, I just feel so compelled because of how much I have been abundantly blessed with, that I want to do as much as I can to pour out my life for other people. You know, I want to care for the orphans and the widows, and I want to provide for the least of these. And I personally think that people helping people is much better than government entities helping people. And it creates a sense of community and oneness, and it brings people together. And I just feel so passionately that it's something that if nobody else is going to do it, well, I guess I will, you know. And we're moving to a place, it's a small town of about 400 people, and it seems overwhelming and also not overwhelming, because on one hand you think, how are you going to help 400 people and make their lives better? But then it's like, well, it's better than trying to help where I live now. It's a metro of 1 million people, and how do you even get started? Whereas in a small town, I'm from there, I have lots of connections there. I have people who would be willing to help me and point me in the right direction. And since it's such a rural community, so many people want to pitch in and will want to help, I believe, once I get everything started. And I have really big dreams, and I want to make an actual tangible and observable difference in the world around me where I live. And I believe that that's going to happen, and that's what this channel is about, is documenting the things that I do and the progress that I make. And I know it'll be slow going at first, but I know that eventually I really believe that the things that I'm called to do are going to come to fruition. So I just wanted to take some time and introduce myself to you guys, another reason I started this channel is I just want to be a part of the online conversation about what people like us do, and hopefully I can make some contributions and help you guys along the way, because I've learned so much from you guys so far. So anyway, that's my introduction, and I hope that you guys enjoy the things that I do moving forward. Y'all have a good